Hey everybody, welcome to A Drink with Crazy. We are very glad to have everybody here. We're talking about Halo Infinite today, and some of the really meh that preview was.
As somebody that was a massive Halo fan, it's just... Yeah, meh is the word.
Meh is the word. And there are a couple of things we've been kind of searching around online, listening to some other opinions talk about Halo Infinite to see if, we were right or wrong with our initial impressions of it. And there's definitely some things that we were opened up to that we want to talk about here. And without any further ado, go down below, and we hope that we earn that subscribe from you, and we hope that we inspire some conversation from you. And don't forget to comment to us and like this video if you like what we're talking about. So without any further ado, let's get into our discussion on Halo Infinite, the glorious meh.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you ring that notification bell, and make sure to share this with everyone you know to help us beat that massive YouTube algorithm.
So Microsoft did not come out swinging.
No. For what was supposed to be kind of like the Series X, look what we can do, it was really muted. Really muted. And I'm sorry, we saw better graphics in 07. Maybe not as high res, but better.
Man, I do not think that what we were shown with Halo Infinite was exciting. First of all, the gameplay. The gameplay was lackluster. Well, and what I mean by the gameplay was lackluster. Let me clear this point out of the way.
Yeah,
we didn't see exciting gameplay. We didn't see an exciting part of the game.
No, it was like Mission 82, number 7B. It was just go clear this side objective sort of gameplay.
Yeah, it wasn't this. It wasn't this. This groundbreaking moment in the game that really just drove everything home for me. Not like Halo 2 or Halo 3. When we saw
not. It's not the Believe trailer. It's not the live action or the CG one where he's got the bubble shield up and
it's really not. And that was so. And on top of that, everybody thought it was a graphical downgrade. And the fact of the matter is,
from Halo 2 Anniversary, because that looks better. It looks better.
And the fact of the matter is, their lighting, their shading, their textures, everything was a downgrade because these developers
their draw distance. Did you notice the grass was fucking coming in?
Well, they're trying so damn hard to do this 4K 60, and the fact of the matter is, we have not maxed out 1080p yet.
No, I actually agree with you on that, because if you look at something like The Last of Us 2, right, which is 1080-30.
Yeah.
That is probably a graphical benchmark for the current hardware.
Yeah.
I think there are certain things on PC that can beat it, but in terms of the current hardware of consoles, which is the PS4 and the Xbox One, and then obviously higher resolutions on the
and then we're
Pro
getting next gen. All of this is to advertise next gen.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like next gen. So I get 4K 60, but at the cost of all my textures, my tessellation, my shading, my lighting, because I'm sorry, and if people with some technical know-how want to let me know on this, but it looked like static lighting. We've had dynamic lighting for at least 10 years.
Well, and I don't understand it. And you heard from the IGN reporter.
Alana. Yeah, Alana Pierce.
Yeah, but you heard that that was not.
She's not still with IGN.
That was an old. That was an old
build.
Yeah, that was an old build. Why in the absolute hell to try and sell this new game are they showing us an old build?
Stable.
Why aren't they?
It was stable.
Okay, so if it was stable, then why the hell? That doesn't make me want to go out and buy Halo.
No, and here's the other thing too: is these guys have maybe 4 months at best of dev time, right? Because most games they'll go gold 3-ish months before you actually see the disc in a store, right? And that's why we get so many day one patches that are just massive. Looking at you, Kyle.
Which that just annoys the crap out of me.
But
anyway.
It's just I just bought this game. I slide the disc in, and I need to update for 50 gigs. Yeah, that's part of where that comes from. Mm-hmm. Is because they keep working on it. But this game will go gold somewhere probably the end of September.
Right.
And that's even less. That's what, a month, maybe 2.
It's about a month from now.
Yeah,
give or take, because we're at the end of.
Yeah, so, if you figure a month August and then a month the end of September, it's about all they got. Maybe you could push it into the middle of October, depending on when this Series X comes out, because they didn't announce that.
No, it's a holiday release.
Yeah.
Which tells me somewhere in between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Pretty much. Anywhere between the 19th
that concerns me, too, because we're getting very, very close
19th of November,
to supposedly these games that are supposed to be on the next-gen consoles, the biggest, the bettest, the baddest,
And they're looking like that, and it's okay, but it's 4K 60, and I'm sitting there going, I don't care, because it doesn't look good. It looks almost cel-shaded in its cartooniness. Cartoonishness?
No, cartoonishness, and the color palette that they chose, this
very vibrant,
pastel looking.
Yeah, it's this vibrant pastel Fortnite-esque. That's where I get the cell shaded from.
And then so you have that. The audio was not where it needed to be.
Very compressed.
The audio was not where it needed to be. And I'm not excited for Halo Infinite at this point.
No, because they didn't sell us on the concept. And I'm sorry, open world Halo, I guess technically you could do it right. But what I'm hoping that translates into is just very wide open maps. Because open world Halo's
not an open world game.
No,
and that's the thing, is that
linear.
they didn't do anything to kick off that nostalgic part of me. Like, oh my God, this is the Halo that I remember. Because
they tried.
Wow. And
from the Warthog with the Halo ring and the music at the start and the music throughout, everything was screaming, "Remember Halo? I remember Halo. Do you remember? Remember the ring? Remember the brutes? Remember?"
Yeah. I hated that crap.
Yeah.
And here's the thing is I do remember, and that's the point. Is I remember what Halo was.
I remember when this was good.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I have to go back to this point because this is such a sticking point for me. If you cannot, everybody keeps saying 4K 60, 4K 60,
right.
And I'm sorry, gamers are screaming for 4K 60.
I don't know how much we are. I'm not screaming for it.
Well, there's a lot of people that are.
I think the
because
forums
otherwise, why would they be doing it?
Well,
but we're not there.
Point.
Here's the thing: when we made the jump from 720 to 1080, we maxed out what
the potential of
720
we
really did. We really maxed out the
but
potential of 720.
1080 is perfectly fine, and I'm sorry if sports,
we haven't maxed it out. We have not maxed out 1080.
If sports can't sell 4K to be mainstream, it's not going to be gaming.
No.
And so this idea of reaching for 4K 60 at the expense of good-looking games.
Yeah. And at the expense of audio quality.
And I can hear the comments now. It's not how it looks, it's how it plays. Okay, granted. But don't sell us one thing at 1080 60 and then downgrade it and say, but it'll be higher resolution. I don't care if it doesn't look as good. That 4K means nothing if the assets you're rendering at that resolution aren't good enough.
And that's largely my sticking point.
And
here
this is something I was actually doing in preparation for this. Is I was looking at that footage. Even the particle effects look off. Like some of the smoke looks okay, but then when they crash that, I think it's a Pelican, maybe it's some other sort of dropship into the water spray looks PS2.
And that's the thing here is that I don't think that they did a graphical downgrade necessarily. I think that they had to make exceptions because they were told, well, Halo needs to be 4K 60.
Yes, I think that's absolutely true.
Why? Why can we not just say, look, guys, roll with 1080 60, just give us a very good looking 1080 60? Because again, we've not maxed out 1080 yet.
All I want is that 60 FPS standard. That's all I want is give me Last of Us 2 or Red Dead Redemption 2 graphics, that level of fidelity, that level of animation, that level of just that.
The mocap work, all that.
Yeah. Just give me that, but at 60 FPS standard. That's next gen to me.
And the problem is that,
and then you can get some upscaling to 2.7. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, we're also looking at Halo, a franchise that has completely lost its identity after Bungie.
Oh, absolutely.
And 343 and Microsoft do not understand what Halo was.
And to prove a point of this, they've already said that Infinite is not going to have a sequel right away. They want this to be a platform for future content, and I think they said somewhere between 5 and 10 years, which anybody who followed Destiny knows those red flags.
Yeah.
And we don't need another Destiny. We already have Destiny by the people who made Halo.
People want Halo back, and I do not think that they're going for it. I'm sorry, in this open world, open map, whatever you want to call it.
Well, exactly.
I don't care.
Here, I can sum this up real quick, right? Is we want a live service Halo game. All right, so we're going to copy the Halo guys who went and made Destiny. So we're going to copy the Destiny that was made by the Halo guys who made the futuristic Halo to make our futuristic Halo. What part of this sounds convoluted and backwards? Yeah. So we're gonna copy Bungie to copy Bungie to make our own thing to copy Bungie.
And they don't. Yeah. In addition to that, I think that they're
like
whenever you see any sort of developers, production companies, or anything like that try to just blatantly throw in fan service, you realize that they've lost the plot.
Well, it's because they don't have anything new to offer. It's all nostalgia at that point, right? It's all, remember when we were on the top of the game? Remember when we were good? Remember when this was the biggest thing in the world? Yeah, I know you remember because I remember.
Yeah, well, you know, and the problem was
so
that
they don't bring anything new.
That might have worked 5-6 years ago, but the fact of the matter is we've seen so much.
It didn't, because 5-6 years ago was Halo 4, and it didn't.
Yeah, well,
no, it didn't.
No, but what I'm saying is that might have worked, and only because I've seen. But as of right now, we've seen in all forms of media this member berries bull crap.
Oh, I know.
And it doesn't work. And why are
every franchise is full of it? Like every franchise, I can play the latest Assassin's Creed, and this will be Origins for me, but Odyssey for the rest of you. And all of a sudden, I'll hear the Ezio's Family theme. That do do. Yeah, y'all know it. It's and it's like, why is that playing without Ezio? Because member.
Well,
and this grab for this member berries nostalgia bullshit is driving Halo down, and I don't think copying Destiny is going to save it, because we already have Destiny. We don't need another one. And here's a fundamental mechanical and narrative choice in Destiny, is that you are part of a group called the Guardians, right? Mm-hmm. All Guardians are roughly equal. Some are stronger, some are weaker, but roughly y'all can do the same shit. Chief is chief.
Yeah.
So we can't just have 19 million chiefs running around.
And people had problems when in Halo 2 you had the chief and then you had the Arbiter.
Yeah.
There were a lot of... I did not have those issues. I actually thought that was really cool.
With calmer hindsight and the less of the foaming at the mouth stuff for chief and, just him. Arbiter, really good character. I love Keith David. He's awesome.
Yeah.
And then obviously the Arbiter, but you notice Arbiter wasn't playable in Halo 3. So...
And that's one of the things that I don't think that 343 1 understands what Halo is. 2 is reaching for a graphical fidelity they cannot achieve.
No, because they're not reaching for a fidelity.
3, and hold on. Wait.
No, back up.
No, because I have a third point.
All right, say your third point. On it. Say your third point.
And 3, Microsoft is interjecting way too much.
Yes.
Fidelity.
Fidelity to those of us who with some understanding of how games work is the believability of the image. So a good graphical fidelity, it can be Breath of the Wild. It's good graphical fidelity because it's true to what it's trying to be. Mm-hmm. It can be Red Dead Redemption 2, I hate to keep using that as an example, but it's one of the best I've seen in the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. And very good graphical fidelity.
We're playing Ghost of Tsushima right now.
And it's got a good graphical fidelity, meaning it's true to its image.
Yes.
And so with Ghost of Tsushima, very stylized, almost kind of this Japanese-esque, really good for a Western developer.
Oh my god, absolutely good.
But then Red Dead Redemption 2, very gritty, very real, true to its image. Halo, very sci-fi and futuristic, and so it kind of got this almost space opera epic sort to it.
Well, that's what it was.
And when I look at Halo Infinite, and I'm looking for these elements. I want the score, because this is something I'll have to do a video on at some point, because score is so important to a lot of these games. I'm sorry, Mass Effect is not Mass Effect without the score. Halo is not Halo without the score. Assassin's Creed is not Assassin's Creed without the score, especially during the Ezio line. All these things need to meld with gameplay, visuals, and mechanics.
Yes.
And if I don't believe the visuals, that is a reduction in my believability. If I don't believe the mechanics, again, if I don't believe the
for the world
sound.
that they're trying to establish.
And so Halo has always been this sort of sci-fi, very grandiose. If you want to see Halo in the modern age, look at Destiny. And because guess what? The people that made Halo made Destiny. And you can see that same grandiose nature to it. And 343 is trying their hardest to imitate it, and I'd almost rather they go their own path, because trying to chase Bungie is killing them.
I don't even know if they're trying to chase Bungie anymore, because just look at the
they're chasing
look
the
at
past.
Design choices.
Look at everything they've done, from the way the trees look, which, by the way, static trees in 2020, really. But everything about that is trying to say we are Halo CE.
Halo Infinite looked like
an upscaled Halo 2.
Man, I don't even. It was. Yeah, it was bad. It was this,
or a Halo 1 with 720 textures.
And they used the Mjolnir armor from Halo 2.
Oh, no, and you can see behind us is the chief that he has hanging. He's got another one sitting over there. This is the Halo 4 armor, right? This is supposed to be the Mjolnir 6 in the 343 line. And then all of a sudden it's back to the Halo 2 era Mjolnir. That reeks of we're responding to fan backlash. And they could have fixed this so easily with just a couple scenes in Halo 4 where this is actually a Mjolnir 7 or 8. It would not have been hard. And yet they didn't, and they went with that. And so now that is established. And now they revert back to, and he's even got the 117 on his armor now, which was not there in 2 or 3. And that is actually something that comes from Forward Unto Dawn, which is a rather good live-action miniseries. Actually, I recommend it. Forward Unto Dawn is actually worth a watch. But that is something, and keep in mind, Chief in that was like 17 to 19 during that movie. And so that would have been Mjolnir 4. No energy shields. None. Not even energy shields. Canonically, the first set of armor that had energy shields was Mjolnir 5. Plus, it had the AI onboarding for Cortana. So all of this says, why are we going back?
It's either because they do not let me backtrack a little bit before I continue there.
Yeah.
You say, why are we going back? Well, let's go back. You said it earlier. It is this grandiose space opera, and 343 does the 343 thinks it's just an alien. Sorry, that's very 343.
Permission to leave the ship. What for, Master Chief? To give the Covenant back their bomb.
Such a great. But it's a grandiose space opera, but 343 thinks that it is just an Alien Slayer game. And I think
so many of Bungie's ex-employees work there. You think they know better?
But was it the writers? Was it the visionaries of it? Because the fact of the matter is somebody who just works on the graphics may not. Somebody who has a knack for graphics might not have a knack for storytelling or world building.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely the thing. You said it earlier. And so they keep trying to go back to grab at that thing that they think, and they're wrong.
Yeah.
People wanted, but we want this grandiose supermarine space opera that has fun dialogue, great action, and this I mean, Halo 2 and 3, even back in the day before the graphics were good, it was like watching an insanely good animated movie.
Well, you look at the production jump between Halo Combat Evolved to Halo 2.
Oh my God, it's night and day.
It's night and day. And then you look at the fidelity between 2 and 3.
Yes.
Because obviously the presentation style remained, but the fidelity was a lot better. That's why I argued with you on your fidelity point.
No, you're fine. That's because
the fidelity is part of what I'm arguing with.
Perfectly valid. And it felt it was like you know what it felt like, man. It felt like they were like, hey, let's go like halfway to Fortnite with our color palette. Not full Fortnite, but like half, right?
Which leaves it muted because it gives it this pastel weird, sort of semi-Fortnite sort of look.
And
that just doesn't work because, I'm sorry, Halo's supposed to be somewhat grounded. It's sci-fi, it's space opera, but there is a grounding to it that
through the textures, the coloring, the lighting, and all of that. Yes. That was the grounding. And here's the thing.
Bungie pulled off HDR lighting back in 07.
Dude, and here's where I'm at.
Why don't we have it now? Why does the lighting look better in Halo 3 Xbox 360 than it does in this?
Because, and here's why, and I have to go back to this point. 4K 60.
Yeah, they're
That
cutting a
is
lot of
going
corners.
there
They're cutting a lot of corners to get that.
Because Microsoft says people want 4K 60. No, we don't.
I'm good with
we
1080
just want
60.
something that
I want
looks
60. I want 60. Whether that's 1080, 2.7,
well, even you said
or
in
4K.
RDR2,
I just want 60.
you knocked it down from 60 to 30 because you got so much more
out of the visuals.
texture, out of the visuals. And that's what I'm saying is, who cares if it's 30
Which
or
means
60 or whatever?
I racked everything but the water physics to ultra because the water physics just taxed my poor little CPU too much.
But that's what I'm saying is who cares about we 4K guys, just stop it. Nobody can achieve 4K.
60.
Nobody can achieve 4K, and you're sacrificing everything else to do something that most people don't even have monitors or TVs or hardware to experience a 4K.
And this is something that we've talked about a lot. Is obviously how can Microsoft sell us on the Series X? Well, it's 4K 60, but not like this.
No, and if it is really 4K, here's what I want. Right now, our machines are like here with like the 1080 stuff, right?
Right.
I want a machine that can do this, but give me the 1080 from here, so that machine can max out the 1080.
Give me the particle effects, the textures, the lighting, the movement, the animation.
I'm sorry. As much as we got tired of it, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, looked really good.
No, it's a very pretty game, especially on PC where you can crank up some NVIDIA features. And then I'm sorry, I know it's another game that we didn't like, but The Last of Us 2. I want that to be the console standard for visuals.
And what they need to stop focusing on 4K,
But 60,
guys, and just
60.
get your hardware up to where we can max out 1080, because we've never maxed out 1080. And honestly, I think if we could see a maxed out 1080, people wouldn't care about 4K.
Well, and I mean, honestly, what we're looking at is probably a 2.7 upscaled to 4 at best. And so that would be my guess. That is a guess.
Probably why some of this shit
But-
looked washed out.
I think you're attributing fidelity to resolution.
No.
Resolution
If it's
can
upscaled,
Resolution can enhance fidelity, but good fidelity is good fidelity.
No, but I'm saying, but if you're
straight up.
upscaling, you're going to get a washout.
Oh well, yeah.
That's what
but-
I'm saying. Because if it is 2.7K and they just upscaled it,
Yeah.
But anyway,
But
guys, let us
also,
know what you think about.
Last point
Go for
here.
it.
Last point here is also this was not on a Series X. This was on a PC that was representative of the Series X. So keep that in mind as well. So it could look worse.
So, guys, let us know. Are you excited for Halo Infinite? I mean,
we're gonna review it one way or the other.
we're gonna play it one way or the other because
It's where we're at.
it's just
Yeah,
it's what we
Plus
do.
it's Halo. I'm not gonna skip a Halo game.
No,
I'm just not.
that's the other side of it too. It's a
Yeah.
Halo game, and we're Halo guys. I mean, but let us know down in the comments below. What do you guys think about Halo Infinite? What did you think about that reveal on the Xbox showcase?
Are we
whatever?
totally off base, or do you think
Are we wrong?
We got
and
a
if we're
thing
wrong,
here?
tell us.
Yeah.
Because guess what? If we're wrong about something, let us know. And if we're wrong enough, we'll do a video on it. We'll do a full correction. But
indeed.
don't forget, while you guys are here, if we have earned it, go down below and subscribe and ring that notification bell, because we really enjoy doing these conversations and we want to get more people involved in them. So if you guys subscribe and ring that notification bell, you can be involved in all of our future conversations and actually challenge us and push back on us, because that's something that we're looking for. So
Civil discourse is something we both enjoy, and we want to see more of it. So please.
So until next time, thank you guys so much for checking out A Drink with Crazy, and cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you for watching A Drink with Crazy. If you liked the conversation, make sure to click here to see more.